I had saw a video that Say had did after the episode was over, and she was like, Devens, come get your baddie chain. And I was right there with him because Devens is like, babe, you're in Survivor. This is how we play. Dump all that loyalty shit. We ain't playing that here. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today is all about Survivor 50. We're talking about episode 2. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
I'm Kamaria. I am an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this episode of Survivor 50, please make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell and hype us up. We want our Survivor community to grow. So tell a friend if you have a Survivor friend who is like a fanatic, a super fan. Tell them about our show, share it, hype it up, all that good stuff. So, all right, let's get into this episode. I was so pleased that Savannah went home. I was like, I'm playing as Cirie. I'm a fan rooting for the things that happen that are best in line with Cirie. And I was like, when she was like, Cirie's here, you know, she's out here pushing because she doesn't want Ozzy. I said, yeah, she got to go. She got to go. Yes. She got to go.
Yes. Part of me was like, I don't care if either one of them goes, as long as it's just not Cirie, especially with how the challenge went. I was like, I don't care. I just don't need Cirie's name to come up. But this was most definitely best case scenario. Mm-hmm. Savannah being gone, great. Love it. She's had her reign. She's had her time. Bye-bye, sweets. Bye-bye.
Yeah, and it is totally unfair for them, like coming off of 50. I've been up and down with her as to whether she was going to go further. It's like I always felt she wouldn't, but I don't know. What put her in the draft?
She was towards the bottom, and I think she was your last winner pick. I think our last picks came down to Jonathan and Savannah, and you took Savannah. I took Jonathan. So
yeah, no,
we didn't have her too high.
Yeah, she was at the bottom. And it was like, because it was like either her or Rizzo. Rizzo's doing well. We'll talk about him once we get to his tribe. But we're going to talk about tribal a little bit and then go into each tribe and then go into the challenges. So I guess as we get into tribal, let's get into this Sela tribe and their dynamics.
What did you think about Savannah's speech about
that's
coming off of 49 and learning that she needs to make more connections and people care about, sincerity and you getting to know them?
Yeah, I think someone said, I think in the draft that you participated in with Survivor Tag, one of the panelists said, I don't know if she's had enough time to actually ingest all that has come and see herself.
That was me.
That was you. Girl, that was you. You sure that was you? Because I think it was the girl whose name was Emily. I think it was her. But anyway, y'all as the panelists, go back and watch it. I think
I agreed with
pinned
her
on Survivor Tech's page. But they were saying she hasn't had all this time to go back and watch it. You or her, whoever said it. And she may not have had the ability to learn yet. And so I can see that could be something that was happening with her. The only thing that I think about her speech, though, is that it's like it felt like it was a last ditch effort. That's what I was like, this girl trying to convince him right here in this moment. I thought I didn't think it was gonna have any effect either way. I felt like they're old school players, for the most part on this tribe. I feel like they're gonna decide what they're doing before they come to tribal. I don't think they're gonna switch it up too much at tribal. This group.
And no, you are actually right. I just thought about it. Emily did say that. I have added in the part about she hasn't had practice, like she going straight in from one experience to the next. But yes, no, 100%. I said Savannah's going to be Savannah, and Savannah has been Savannah. And I understand the people who root for her, and I understand the people who aren't the biggest fan of her. I think she is a polarizing player for sure. But I agree. I definitely thought it was a last ditch effort because it's like, well, at least we didn't get to see it. It's hard when we don't get to see everything. But it didn't seem like she had any close bonds or connections with anybody. Maybe Joe. I don't know. But she had said in the beginning of the episode or at the beginning of their tribe being shown that she's a loyal player, but she has not found her people. And so it's giving that she had not found her people that she could be 100% Savannah with and vulnerable with. And I mean, her people, the ones that she had from 49, at least Rizzo and Sophie, they seem to rock with her real hard. So I'm going to assume she cool once you really get to know her, but it's that initial wall that she has up that just gives ice queen and like lacks a little bit of empathy, and she's very vocal and forward, and it can just be jarring a little bit. So I'm not sure this was the tribe for her, but also with her being a winner, I didn't see her going far anyways.
For sure. I wonder if her lying also to Devens about like doubling down. He was like, "No, you sure you ain't got nothing?" And she was like, "No, nothing." And so I thought in that moment she was going to use it as an opportunity to maybe build some trust, because I do understand with not telling people, but also building trust is important too. And so it may have been ideal to tell him, but maybe tell a lie. Say I did get something and I trust you and I want to tell you I'm actually a news anchor. Like, do something, but I can see how Devens isn't necessarily the person you feel like, let me tell my life to him. He seemed like
but she should have told someone, because that would have bought her trust with someone in general. And again, with her not finding that, she didn't do that, because even if it wasn't her, it could have been Ozzy, Emily, it could have been anybody, but you need somebody trying to shift the vote off of you. And she didn't get that because she didn't open up or at least give a reason, to trust her. And the fact that she called out Cirie, I'm like, girl, that's something you do. You could do that in confessionals, but you don't go back and tell Devens and Emily that. Like,
yeah, and I think she was trying to get them on her side, but I think the only person who she needed to be worrying about getting on her side was Cirie. You see, if you think she out here protecting Ozzy, girl, get you Cirie, Ozzy, do something. But let's
and I actually think, on that note, I actually think her and Cirie would have been a great duo, because they're both very strategic people. And I think Cirie probably would have let Savannah do a lot more of the speaking up to keep the target off of her. So it probably would have been a great working relationship. But she was Cirie so sharky.
Yeah.
Y'all could have been two sharks in the water together. You got sharked out, babes. She got sharked out.
Let's talk about the Devens versus Joe of it all, because for a second I thought Joe was going, and I was like, Joe, what's happening? I'm like, this is, even though he keeps blaming it on the Camila Kyle situation, I personally wonder though, is this just Joe playing from not the power seat? Because I wouldn't say he has the power seat here, just period. I think that him having Eva and knowing he could trust Eva in his season, and thinking that, like, okay, we got the Strong Guys Alliance, we've got the Strong People Alliance, I think he just felt so secure. So I wonder if he's probably maybe a naturally paranoid or rattled person, and it just came out now, but he's saying it's the Kyle Camilla thing, or maybe that exacerbated it. I don't know.
Baby, when Joe was doing that, I said, Joe not ready for the big leagues. He's not ready for the big leagues. I think the position Joe had in 48 was given to him. It wasn't necessarily earned through strategic acumen. It was just, he was this nice guy that everybody trusted, and he touted out this loyalty thing, and it worked for the people that he was playing with. This ain't them people. If you was on a trial with Coach and Jonathan, that might have worked well. But he was not reading the room, baby. You got Christian, you got Devens, you have Emily, you got, you know what I'm saying? You got Savannah. Like, he didn't know Savannah's game, of course, but this wasn't that group of people to be trying to come in here with that type of game. And I was just like, yeah, Joe, he wasn't ready for this. Say probably would have been a better 48 player for this tribe.
Absolutely.
Joe. Well, just a better player in general for the vibes. But yeah, definitely. I was like, I think actually I had saw a video that Say had did after the episode was over, and she was like, Devens, come get your baddie chain. And I was right there with him, because Devens is like, babe, you're in Survivor. This is how we play. Dump all that loyalty shit. We ain't playing that here. I can't trust you because you want to do this. And I loved how Christian was like, it's hard to play around somebody like that. And it
both of them
hard.
said
I'm
that.
glad somebody voiced it. Yeah. I'm glad they voiced it, because you don't want to have to keep playing around somebody's boundaries of loyalty, because it automatically makes whoever they want to protect go to the end. So I can't work with you. I can't work with you.
And then also, it seemed to be like when Christian started talking about babysitting him, basically like a Jotation, he said. And then they showed the scene of him rocking him inside of the hammock.
Yes, like he was a little baby getting cradled.
I'm like, they have to babysit, pacify, do all these things. Nobody wants to play like that. And so I definitely think his days are numbered. However, and we'll talk about this at the end, the swap that might have saved him, the swap that's coming next week or whatever, but we'll talk about that at the end. But yeah, Joe, it was hilarious to me. I found it so entertaining, and I was like, you know what, Devens, I wasn't sure if you were gonna come back and be like entertainment, but Devens is giving. I wouldn't mind Devens winning at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like he's I'm enjoying watching him because that whole his facial expressions, he just
everything,
keeping it real. He's cutting the shit.
No, honestly, yeah, and it was like, he was kind of like, do you expect us not to lie to you? Like, I don't know if I can trust you yet, you know? And that thing that Joe pulled was a very much so Joe in 48 thing, where he can go and like ask a question and expect a direct response. And it's like, baby, you're not getting that from me. You have to earn my trust before I just give up any information. And there was a talk about having you in an alliance, but because of this shit right here, this is why I had a pause with you.
Yeah.
So all that entitlement stuff, you owed somebody's word? No. And a response, you're not getting it. You're not getting it.
Yeah, that direct shit. And then going to Savannah too about, oh, what did he say? It's like nobody, you're going to spook everybody. Nobody wants to play like that. And I think that, like I said, his season, he played from the top. And so when you do a move like that from the top, it's like, oh, the chief of the tribe, he's coming to question me. And this could make or break me. Like, I could be in the wrong position if I don't. It's like, you can maybe do something like that. It's a more of a power move when you do it like that. But when you don't have any power and you out here questioning people, it's like, nobody wants to play like that. Nobody wants to play with that. And like they said,
then you bring the newbie into it. You bring the newbie into it at that. Yes, you bringing the newbie into it. He put a bigger target on her back, because then she just said everything, thinking it was all good and dandy. So
I mean, I think at that point when there's nothing you can do. I even wonder why Devens didn't just say to him, because it wasn't that big of a deal. You know what I'm saying? You want people to think that, oh yeah, we're in something. We're together. We're like, you don't have nothing to worry about me. I actually want to work with you. You want people to think that. So I didn't see the harm in him saying it. I would have said like, oh, she had mentioned possibly us doing a 4. I don't know what you think about it, you know, but she mentioned that. And so she asked me to see if I would bring it up to you. And then he would have been like, Joe would have been like, like, I don't think Joe would have thought anything. It wouldn't have been a bad thing. Like, so I'm not sure why Devens did that.
Devens is probably thinking about the fact that if I say this, then that means that I'm locked in with Joe, and I don't want to be locked in with Joe, and I don't want to be a target of Joe's from telling him, yes, we locked in when we're not.
But I guess the whole thing is like what he said, like, you're lying to people, lie to this man. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't have to be locked in. You want him to, what do you want him to know your enemies? Like so I feel like that could have been a very slight, like, just tell him and fake it, because it's like, you just want people to think until you decide. You go the way you decide to go. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously he thinks he's in something with you, because y'all out here talking about the vote. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I didn't feel like it was that much.
Joe came on strong.
Yeah, but
Joe
you could come on strong, and then I didn't think it was worth lying about. Yeah. And a lie that was nothing. You know what I'm saying? If it was a lie that was better, like a lie that was better, that she was just like, I don't know what could even be a better lie. But I just felt like it was he had the perfect like layup, and he just was like, kept dribbling the ball. That's what it felt like. Yeah. It's like you have the perfect shot, but you're just dribbling the ball, and now it's like, what? And it's like, okay. Yeah. But again, I like Devens, so you know.
Yeah.
I don't have any huge stake about it. Azie was also in the running, and Cirie had a lot of influence, at least on that, a little bit. But you know, I don't know.
Yeah, it seemed like she had all the influence, because it wasn't Azie for sure.
Yeah,
and I thought she brought up some great points. She said his social game sucks.
Horrible.
Like,
yeah.
Keep him around.
And he gave her that extra vote. So homegirl is like, as long as this is the gift that keeps giving, so let me keep protecting him.
Yeah. And
But
she ain't wrong. And I love that she brought up, like, this is my first time in Survivor history that I've had an advantage,
oh
because
yeah,
that was part of what I said. She needed to play a little differently. She need
yeah,
some advantages in her pocket.
yeah,
So I hope she
yeah,
keep that close and she use
yeah,
it for herself and not for Ozzy. It does seem
yeah.
like Ozzy, with the graciousness that he had towards Cirie, in terms of just being so grateful for her for switching the target off of him, it does it gives a little bit like, I'm playing for me, but I'm also playing for you, like, and I really,
Yeah.
really love that about the both of them. And so it almost gives like, if it's not me, I'm okay if it's you, and so I'm gonna push it forward, almost like a Kyle and Camilla type situation, where I
Yeah.
can see Ozzy being like, it needs to be Cirie. Cirie is the winner,
That's interesting. Yeah, I definitely think if he's on the jury, he would root for her unless she double crosses him. I also think that she's a loyal player, and I think she recognizes that he's being loyal back. So I'm here for it.
I actually don't. I do not foresee right now Cirie double crossing Ozzy. I do think that she will try and make that her number one, because she can say she has a completely different game style than him, and so it would only benefit her in a final three situation to have someone like Ozzy, because she can say, I was making all the moves.
Yeah, no, I would agree a little bit. Like, because they're both kind of like, if either of them gets to the end, I think they are somebody that could pull like, dang, you somebody that might should have a Survivor win under your belt, and they might get that. But and I don't know how that would be against each other. But I just wonder about, in terms of, if it's gonna cause too much blowback on her to keep advocating for him, if there was a point where she would just cut it because she can't save them both. She can't do too much. But I think she'll try to stay with him as absolutely long as she can, The other thing I want to talk about with Cirie is that, like, you and I both, we were texting during the challenge, during the immunity challenge, excuse me, and we were like, dang, is Cirie gonna go? Like, during the commercial break, we're like, is Cirie gonna go? Like, what? Because she was a part of that pivotal in part where they lost, but it was like no mention of her. Baby was clean. Like, she was clean. And so I'm like, all right, Cirie.
Yeah, and I was wondering if there was something that happened that we didn't see, because at Tribal, Ozzy said, like, I think I made them nervous in that last part due to my emotions. So I wonder if he immediately took any question of Cirie out of it and said that, because it didn't seem like it was something new that the tribe was hearing. So I don't know, but I was wondering once he said that, if that happened.
Yeah, I also wondered though, because they did win the reward challenge, and so maybe this idea of like her being a part of the team and being able to win with her is not like fresh on their mind, because they just did win with her and they came in first place, and so maybe they kind of were like, she's just won, we lost, that sort of thing. But anyway, anything else on this tribe before we get into, do we want to talk about the Christian moment now or later?
Oh, yeah. We can talk about the Christian moment. I was like, did he just shit himself?
Yeah,
I was happy to see that he was able to like laugh it off, but I felt so bad for him.
Yeah.
I felt so
my
bad.
mouth was like I was so shocked. I was like, what? I was shocked. I there's no other way to put it. I was just so shocked. But I was like, okay, he said his wife is going to divorce me. And I'm like, I understand what you're feeling right now, sir, because Anywho though, anything else about it though?
Embarrassed.
I would say he did handle it well, but yeah.
Yeah, he did handle it well. I do hope that they gave him some pants and some underwear, because I know they usually start off with like one pair of underwear. So I would hope that since he did that it's like, no, these are not wearable anymore. Ain't enough salt water to wash this.
I know, right? Because I was wondering when he was doing, like, they did something, he was passing around something, and I was like, did salt water wash his hands, or like what did we use after this whole situation? Because I'm like, I'd be like afraid to touch anything from him after that. But I guess that's just all of them all the time, I guess, have to do some level of like they're just outside wiping leaves, using leaves, being
Hope
in
they
the
got
ocean.
like some alcohol wipes or like they spraying alcohol on them after something like that, at least on their hands, because it's like that's bacterial infections.
Yeah.
Like if you
I
don't
don't
get it all
know.
off, that's not a good situation.
Yeah.
So
But anyway,
I don't know. I don't know. But
yeah.
the last thing that I did
Um,
want to say about this tribe was going back to Joe saying that he has baggage from Camilla and Kyle. We had discussed in the preseason interview what I had said about Charlie and Aubrey, like you cannot come into these return seasons with that type of baggage on your shoulders. Like you gotta shake it off. Like it can't keep being the reason that you respond in situations the way that you do. Um, so yeah, hopefully he shake that off. He's not my favorite Survivor player, so I'm not necessarily rooting against him or for him, but I do hope he shakes that off because it's not fun to watch a Survivor player like struggle because of a past season. Like for everybody, I hope that they still have this sense of adventure and fun and they're not carrying these chips on their shoulder. So yeah, that was the last thing I wanted to say about them.
Yes, flipping over into the other tribe, let's talk about Aubrey because her ass seemed like she carrying some chips on her shoulder. Like, but I think, yeah. Look, I in my heart I want to root for Aubrey, but
a lot of people do.
Yeah, she it's just like I'm hoping she turns it around. I truly do. I would love to see that from her, but it's giving a lot of difficulty, you know? And it's like I gotta go back and watch her season to be honest, to see how does she do it? That's what I want to see. Because I remember the energy of her season. I remember her being she was just smart. It was a slow burn, I felt like, and it just came. And it was like, yeah, I need you to slow burn now because it seems like you're fast fizzle out.
Yeah, but I mean, Christian read her right when he found that idol, which hilarious that he found that idol just talking to himself and just turned and said, "Oh, it's an idol."
Yeah,
love Christian. But he said, like, I need to give this to somebody who is going to see this as a sign. As soon as he said that, so he finna give it to Aubrey because I
didn't even think of her.
Yeah. I did. I thought about her immediately because before that, she had a confessional where she was saying basically like things always change in Survivor or something to that effect. So I was like, either this is a piece of the confessional post idol and they just put it here, or she finna get that idol because Christian know these players because he the one who did the analysis for real on everybody. So
true.
We'll see
true. He did that Survivor preseason research. But yeah, I think with Aubrey, I think she's gonna use it because she's just I don't think she's calm enough to not use it. She's gonna use it if the next time they go to tribal. So I don't think it's coming back to him. That's my prediction.
Well, I would, and you know what? And I'm actually happy. Just speaking of that they're about to go to a tribe swap because I don't want that use of the idol coming back on Q's camp. I don't want nobody working with Q to go out because I want Q to have his numbers. So I'm actually happy they're about to go into a tribe swap. So whatever happens with that, hopefully it don't impact Q's game.
Yeah. Let's talk about them. Vatu. This tribe is always amusing me, you know? Do we have anything more first before we go into the rest of the tribe? Do we have anything else on Aubrey?
No, that was it with Aubrey.
Yeah. Oh, and then they went through her bag. That is, and it was a class project. Like they all went through that damn bag. And I was like, Colton ass always trying to justify like what he does, right? Like he was out here like in real life, you wouldn't do this. Huh? Oh, right. Okay.
Colby Colton, same man, different font.
I know. Colby. So yeah, but Colby, he's trying to justify being like, you know, in real life we do this, Survivor is like this, and it's like, bro, just he be trying to be the great hero, you know. You're doing some foul shit. Just own it, okay? You're doing some foul shit.
Right.
But yeah.
Desperate times call for desperate measures. But yeah, it was damn near a bonding experience for everybody else. Everybody in the alliance is like, yes, we're about to make this happen. I got my role, you got your role. And usually, well, I'm not even gonna say usually, because I don't like when people go through people's bags, but this was just so hilarious to me that I was just like, just let it rock. Just let it rock.
And I was like, I don't think
they ain't gonna find nothing.
I didn't think she had anything.
She had the idol by then.
Yeah. And but it's so ironic that they literally searched it just too early. But I'm glad for her, because I want to see her just like, she's like a turtle. I want her to see her get to the ocean, you know? She's just taking her, Aubrey. And they not even cutting her no slack. They giving her that edit of, I am losing it out here. And not losing it like too much, but like I'm not doing shit except being tired, hungry, and out of my element. Like that's her edit, nothing else.
It's giving I'm not having a good time.
Absolutely. And that's what it's kind of like, girl, I think that's what you gotta jump into. I think that's what makes the game, not makes the game fun, but that's what makes the players good, I think, you know, because Rizzo has my favorite.
Yes.
He's having fun. He ain't doing shit he don't want to do.
He's having fun. Right.
He ain't doing shit he don't want to do.
That boy is lazy.
Yeah.
He's lazy. He need to do something. He just sitting on his ass. And I didn't even recognize in 49 that he wasn't doing nothing. But when he said, I didn't do none of this in 49, okay? I was like, you're right. You didn't. And to be quite honest, Rizzo's one of the people where he start doing stuff, he's in the way. So I'd be looking at it as like, just let him sit there. Because when he start touching stuff either going to start breaking, getting messed up. You got to redo it because he didn't do it right the first time.
Nah, I'd be like, bruh, get firewood.
He is an in the way type of person. He's in the way.
But he needs to be learning how to make firewood. Did he not learn from his last experience of Luke? Because he lost it fire.
That's crazy.
It's like you need to be making fire every time. You need to be practicing every single time. Because if you go out again at 4, bruh, like I don't have time for this. Is fire even here this season? Like, are they gonna just let us know later on? What the hell? I don't know.
Oh, I don't know. But either way, everybody here know how to make fire. So you better learn. Everybody here, I can probably say, for the most part, knows how to make a fire. So he better get to it.
Q doing his thing about Angelina. He was like, the girl is a statue. Like, it was hilarious to me. I was like, this man is genuinely upset at these people not carrying their weight. He is like, just fuming, but it was so funny. He was like, everywhere she just standing like a statue. And I'm like, they showing shots of her. She does. She's like,
just standing
there. Funny though.
Yeah, child. It is hilarious. In the beginning, we saw the ending of Kylo leaving, which was so sad.
Oh yeah.
Q said, "What was Kyle's last words to us? One of us may win. I mean, one of us need to win." Somebody did say that every single time somebody has been medevaced in the first episode, somebody from that tribe has won historically.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah. So that would be crazy if that happens again.
Yeah. And in that opening scene, that's where Q was basically saying to both Rizzo and Colby that he ain't got no vote. Now, Colby don't have a vote either, right?
Yeah, he don't have a vote.
I'm like, does Q know that? Does anyone know that? I can't remember.
Yeah, Q knows. He said Colby don't have a vote. I don't have a vote, so I need to bring somebody else in. So that's when they brought in Rizzo.
But yeah, Rizzo's good for that crew. You know, I think Rizzo knows what to say, how to say it, when to say it. He just don't know what to do with regard to the chores. That's his Achilles heel. I don't know if it's gonna what's it gonna be like. But he said the last tribe he ain't done nothing. He said, I didn't do any of this. I was strategizing. I was playing Survivor. Ozzy would roll over. Like, don't let him be swapped into a tribe with Ozzy.
Oh,
child. Ozzy be like, who's this kid doing nothing?
Yes. No, literally. It's not going to be good for him.
Yeah.
Somebody did drop what the tribe swaps were, but I had to scroll so quick. I was like, I don't want to see it. I need to see it when it's getting picked out. I don't know why y'all love a spoiler in Survivor. Big Brother is one thing because we watching it live. Baby, don't mess up the production. I want to see. I want to be shocked when everybody else pull that buff out. Okay,
right?
Don't do that. But yeah, anything else on the pink tribe?
Nothing else. You want to go to Kylo?
Alrighty, so let's go ahead. Yep, let's go ahead and get to Kylo. Blue tribe. Coach Baby went out there. He said, I still want to adventure. He learned real quick. Baby, you are 50-something years old or 60, wherever he at.
Yeah.
You ain't a young buck no more, baby. Dehydration hits you a little differently. Because that's what that was. That cramping. He was dehydrated. You got that salt water that soaked you right on up, baby. Your bones shriveled up so quick on Coach's ass. I was like, get your ass back to the shore. You trying to be out here with big boy. No, go back to the shore.
Yeah, no, that that was an interesting thing. But I was like, oh, I guess this is like this is a necessary rites of passage for men to go through, and as they get into older, like people always talk about rites of passage from boy to man, but there is a rites of passage from man into older man, and it's like where you have to I guess recognize that everything is not the same as it was.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, all that cramping and even Ozzy with his back seizing up and all that good stuff. And I think, even though like the valuable lesson in the rites of passage from being a man to an older man is recognizing and remembering and getting to the base of you are not your physicality. You are your soul. You are the person within. And so, I'd love for the Survivor to teach them that lesson in this experience that they're having, because both of them seem to be very focused on their physicality. And Colby, I keep wanting to call him Colton, and Colby, the three of them, they need to learn that's their lesson. Survivor's here to teach you that.
Yeah, no, for real. Because when Kobe was pulling that thing, he was like, the little snake into the thing. I was like,
that thing won't move.
Don't hurt yourself. Don't get a hernia out here trying to put this thing on there by yourself, trying to prove you still got it, baby. We know you are older. Like, relax.
I thought you were about to say about Coach trying to explain his win with Ozzy. And I was like, Coach still the same, man. He's still the same. And it is what it is.
I love that Ozzy clocked him too. Yes, you are still playing the same. You same old Joe, same old cat. But I was just like not taking Kyle's moment. Like, what are we doing here? We talking about Kyle leaving, Camilla over here tearing up, and you talking about something just to set the record straight. Like, make it about yourself. Bye, Coach.
Yeah.
Goodbye. Another thing on this tribe was Chrissy is getting on everyone's nerves.
Yeah, it's very interesting.
I said, I was not expecting that one. Yeah. I thought Chrissy was going to do well. It's like that friend foe thing don't matter anymore.
Yeah.
Because Chrissy had Mike just so did Jenna.
Yeah. I was like, Mike just sitting here, what he said about them in the first episode, not getting on his nerves, whoever getting on his nerves. Now, I don't think I remember him saying Chrissy was getting on his nerves. It seemed like it was the younger folks, Charlie. But Mike was just kind of there looking at everything. He's kind of hilarious as like a background face giver, He's giving face expressions.
Yeah, he just observes. But I think it probably works to his benefit.
Hell
he gets to see what's going on and working behind the camera, in front of a camera. I think he understands body language and all the things. I don't remember him saying that Dee and Charlie were getting on his nerves.
No, I was saying Charlie he wasn't the one saying that Chrissy was getting on his nerves, even though in the previous episode he was saying anybody who gets on my nerves, they going. But I was like, I got you. Dee and Charlie though were the ones saying it, but he seemed like, I'm cool with that. Like he seems like he would be. This is the right tribe for them to have a personality issue with. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
to boot somebody if they want to.
Yeah, I could see that. But yeah, we'll see how that goes. Because Charlie said I wanted to work with Chrissy, but don't nobody else want to work with Chrissy. So that's a no for me. Charlie, you better swiftly get on the right boats. But alrighty, let's go ahead and go into the immunity challenge. This was so funny to me. Everybody was tired as hell during that challenge. This was like the first challenge I felt like from 50 with that big old snake, because I remember that was the season. The girl who said she was a runner, she was running real slow to go get the snake, and then they had what is that girl's name that went out first last season?
I don't even know what
think
season
of her
you're talking
name.
about. Oh,
Season
they went
49.
out first last season? Right now.
Yes, heavy set. White girl. Short hair. Anyways.
Oh,
it was on this
it was like
challenge.
Nikki Nicole. We thought she was going to do well, but she threw up or something like, yeah.
Yeah. It was this. I said, dog, oh, y'all making it work real hard. All these old people. Devens falling. Everybody out of breath. I was like, ugh.
Yeah, no.
Difficult.
I mean, the end part, I was surprised that Angelina's team did well, because that's the parts where I pay attention. Because I'm like, I need to see.
Yeah.
I generally pay attention. I like to see, how are they moving? Are they just starting off slow? Is there anybody being horrible? Is there anybody they have to make up time for? But I watch very intensely at the last part because I want to see who wins. You know what I mean? And that part at the end with the snake puzzle or the drop the thing in the hole thing, I was like, Angelina was the last person I thought would be able to lead that team, but they seem to all just agree she's going to lead, and she seems to be the one leading that charge.
Yeah, they did well, and I thought they weren't going to do so well because Rizzo ass was moving slow as hell to go get that snake. He was, I don't know if you saw, but he was literally untying the rope like just very just lackadaisical. So I was like, baby, Rizzo don't care if they lose or not. Clearly,
he probably traveled. He traveled. This is where we be. This is where Survivor is. He probably don't care, to be honest. He probably don't care if they go to tribal. Cares, but not care enough to do some hard work.
Yeah, no,
but yeah. I was surprised also at Cirie and Ozzy's team. Who was the third person with them? Because they just weren't seeming like they were all cohesive, and I was very surprised by that. I thought they would let Cirie lead.
I think it was Christian.
Was it Christian? It was Christian. Or let Christian lead. I could see that. Ozzy seemed like maybe he shouldn't have been on that puzzle. Savannah probably should have been on that goddamn puzzle.
Yeah, somebody called. Ozzy has never, I mean, he's like, I don't want to say Ozzy is rowdy, but he's an emotional player. He's an emotional guy. So it definitely comes through in times like this when you're under pressure.
But they did win the reward, and so that was nice. They got a little fishing gear and stuff. So I was excited for them for that, for their ego, for them to, their pride, their self-esteem, their belief, their confidence, all that good stuff. I'm like, it needed to go up. So yeah.
Yeah, I think that's it. The last thing I wanted to mention in terms of this episode was Devens leaving that idol at or that parchment paper at tribal. I thought that was excellent. I am I'm so excited for this group of players. Like they're playing and they're making us have good TV. And I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. Now, let's talk about this tribe swap a little bit that's coming, because they don't give us much in these previews, but we saw that there is a tribe swap. And I was like, this is a little early for a tribe swap, but also all these players are returning, so it's like they got to do something, I guess, shake it up a little bit. I wonder, with that idol being there, if Devens and Christian are not on the same team, what's gonna happen. It's probably like whoever goes to tribal, I guess we'll see, should I use it or should I not, do I need it, do I not, that sort of thing. So it'll probably just sit there, I guess, until it's needed,
probably till merge, to be honest, if they make it that far. But we shall see. I'm excited nonetheless. This is turning out to be a very good season so far. Any other thoughts?
I was just gonna say Savannah she was a second person to go, not counting Cal. I was okay with that.
Yeah, they do it in a good order for sure.
Yeah. I want Rizzo to stay though. I don't need Rizzo to go.
I do want Rizzo to stay. Yeah. I do too. I had him lower on my total poll because of his tribe, but I am rooting for Rizzo. I'm rooting for a lot of people, which is nice. It's nice to not just have 2 or 3 people you're rooting for. Like I'm rooting for a good chunk. You got Cirie, you got Christian, Rizzo, Q, Tiffany, Camilla, like it's a few people this season I really
Yeah, and
like.
Devens
Please.
is giving. Like, I'm
Yeah.
here for him this season. I was not thinking he was gonna come back and be as exciting as he's starting off
Why? He
as.
was so exciting his
No,
original
I
season.
guess something about, I just assumed, oh, he's older now. The people are saying he's being cheesy in the preseason interviews. Everybody kept saying he's smiling too hard, he's gaming too hard, he's this and too hard. So I thought it was gonna be very I don't want to say performative, that's not the right word, but I thought it was gonna be, he's gonna overshoot the mark and he was gonna come on and turn on the what he felt would be charm, and then he was just gonna overshoot it. And what I see from him is not that at all. And so I'm like, you guys reading too much into these smiles at Ponderosa, like, because he's giving, he's giving.
Yeah,
Watch
well,
out for him.
he also too is on a good track for him. Like I think him ending up with Christian and Emily was perfect because they just get to be their little nerdy crew, and it works. The personalities, like if somebody said what three would be working together, I would think them. And the fact that Christian and Devens are a duo, I love that as well. So I think he also, part of it is that he lucked up on a good tribe, which is good because how you start the game can really affect how you go through these tribe swaps. So
yeah. I just want to touch on one last thing. Emily, why is she so dead set on Ozzy? Like, I don't get her proactive reason. Like, what is it?
Emily,
is it the Cirie aspect?
Baby.
It's just the Cirie of it all, the Cirie Azie connection.
I don't even think it's all that, because she said it would be so interesting. I think she's just trying to make TV.
She's crazy. I ain't got time.
Yeah, I think she just being Emily and just want to stir some shit up. Okay, she don't give a fuck who come back mad. She just being Emily.
Yeah,
that's
I
it.
Guess so. Chaos.
Which is why ain't nobody getting on board with her. Cause that's why nobody getting on board with her, because it's like, girl, you need to have a better reason than that. That's why you could get talked out of your reason, because you ain't coming with nothing.
Like, yeah. No, that's facts. That's facts. All right. Well, until next week, excited to see what happens.
Yes. Hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and again, share with a friend, because we're trying to grow our Survivor community around these parts. And we will catch you next week. Bye.
All right. Bye.